Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5. We're continuing our series from New Orleans, and this time we'll talk a little bit more about why we're here.
We've come here to participate in the American Association of Physical Anthropology conference. At academic conferences, everyone comes to town to share all the research and ideas that they've developed in the past year.
Conferences provide the opportunity to chat about new projects and for researchers to get some feedback as they continue to tinker with their work. When everyone's applying to go to a conference, they write a brief abstract or a short piece of writing about what they're doing, and the idea is eventually that these short summaries will blossom into research papers that are published in academic journals.
Now, academic journals are central to academic life. Journals present a venue where researchers can both share their work and receive commentary and feedback to improve both their writing and the research they're doing.
Journals these days are suffering from one enormous problem. We're all used to thinking of scientific writing as somewhat technical, but these days it's not just technical anymore. According to a new study published a few weeks ago, scientific papers are becoming unreadable.
A team of researchers from Sweden were curious to find out how papers and articles have changed since the 19th century. They compiled over 700,000 abstracts from 122 biomedical journals to see how people and their writing about biology had changed since the 19th century.
Now, we all tend to think of the 19th century in terms of literature as being a bit verbose and dry. But these researchers found that the 19th century abstracts were easier to read and understand than those from 2015.
How does this happen? How do papers get harder and harder to read over time? The authors of this study suggest that people are using way more jargon than ever before.
The problem wasn't actually the use of scientific words and terms. Those are sometimes necessary to represent an idea correctly. The problem was the use of unnecessary words that don't really add any value, like problematizing or synergistically.
Now, people rarely speak like this, so why do they write using this crazy language? J. Yellowlees Douglas of the University of Florida notes that paper drafts are often written by junior scholars who are a little unsure of themselves. These junior scholars think that complexity and jargon are part and parcel of scientific writing, and use it a bit too much to seem a bit more like they're already members of the academic club.
So why is it such a problem that papers are getting harder to understand? For one, there are more and more issues of scientists misinterpreting each other's studies. As much as we may be used to seeing jargon, ideas can sometimes get lost in translation.
Another problem has to do with how scientists operate in the wider world. When papers are hard to understand, scientists have trouble getting funding to do their research. They have a hard time convincing the public and their institutions to support them when no one really knows what they do.
So how do we fix this? Philip Ball notes in an op-ed piece in the journal Nature that the only way to make scientific writing better is to make overall writing skills better. He suggests that academics should grab a good book and pay attention, as studies have shown a well-read reader makes for a stronger writer.
Well, we hope we haven't blinded you with too much jargon today, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
See you then!